Welcome to the newest installment of the Untitled Film Nerd Project. My name is Philip, and joining me as always is TJ.
Hello.
And this week we watched Happy Death Day, a movie that we had both wanted to see for quite a while. This was directed by Christopher Landon, who is best known as the writer of Disturbia and Paranormal Activities 2 through 4. He is also the writer-director of Paranormal Activity The Marked Ones, and writer-director of Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Oh, awesome.
Exactly. I was like, nice. Okay, good pedigree, sir. Main character, her name was Tree. I think it was like a nickname for Teresa. She was played by Jessica Roth. And the only thing I recognize her from is La La Land.
Okay.
Carter was Israel Broussard. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry, sir. And the only thing I recognize him from was a brief stint on Fear the Walking Dead. I guess the only other person that was from anything that I could recognize was Lori, the roommate.
Mm-hmm.
She was Ruby Modine, and she was in that TV show Shameless for like 2 seasons.
Okay.
No one else I recognized from anything, including Dr. Teacher or Toombs. And before we go any farther now, that the cast is... Well, do you have any cast to add before I go into spoilers?
Yes,
Okay,
the writer.
Okay,
The
go ahead.
writer is Scott Lomdale.
Mhm.
Lomdale.
Yeah.
Probably butchering that name, but he writes a lot of comic books, mostly X-Men comic books.
Oh, right on.
But been a big fan of him for a long time. So,
Oh, right on. Nice.
like, as soon as I saw that name, I was like, no shit.
That's awesome. Right on. Very cool. Yeah, you're more of the comic book guy than I am. So that'd be a little pleasant surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very cool. Anyone else?
No, that's about it.
Okay, spoiler tag now. Skip ahead to the time code you see on the screen right now to miss the spoilers, which, as always, is you pretty much hearing the outro. So, obviously, this was like... And they referenced it at the end, which I thought was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a horror Groundhog Day meets Agatha Christie.
Mm-hmm.
The gist is that this girl is being murdered, but after she's murdered, she wakes up and relives the same day. And then has to, over the course of time, figure out who her murderer is. Now, since historically you are quicker on the draw at figuring out the culprit in these kind of things, when did you figure it out? Like, first, like, definitive, like, I had, like, I kind of did what she did. I had, like, a suspect list, and I was crossing it off as we went. But when did you figure it out? Because there's a point when I did.
For me, it was like around the second or third murder.
Okay.
And it was just simply, like, my theory was something completely different. I theorized that the killer and the guy that was locked up at the hospital and her were father and daughter or something.
Okay.
But it was just mostly, even though, you know, the movie's surrounded by the supernatural thing of her reliving the day, the killer themselves was not supernatural.
Right.
And I suspected that there was 2 killers
Yes, so
the
did I.
entire time
So did
because
I.
of how much it was moving around.
Yes. Yep.
And the roommate just looked suspicious. She was shady.
I thought there was 2 killers after... I thought she was going to kill Toombs, and then second killer was going to pop up and kill her. I was waiting for that. Especially in the hallway scene where Carter tackled him in the hospital. So I thought something was going to happen there. Mine was a little later because I was still doing my usual, trying to figure it out. But by the time we realized that Toombs had escaped, I kind of put 2 and 2 together there. I'm like, well, how could he have escaped? Well, okay, who works at the hospital? Okay, who? And then I thought the 2 killers thing. Here's what, because I also thought any relation to like her mom, because they kind of really nailed that home, like her mom being dead and having the same birthday. I was hoping they didn't do the 2 killers thing. It has something to do with her mom, because that's very much Scream 1. And I really didn't want this movie to rip off Scream 1 in the whodunit department, so I'm glad they didn't do that. Because I was waiting for like, oh, your mom fucked my dad, and now I'm mad at you, and now we're both going to kill you because, you know, that was Scream 1.
Well, I thought it was going to turn out that, like, Toombs was her mom's murderer or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured it out around then. So, overall, what did you think?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Main actress did a great job.
Yes.
She reminds me of someone too, and I can't fucking place it. Like she reminds me of another actress, and I can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's bugging me. I'll figure it out like after we're done. I'm like, oh, that's it. It's her. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that she did a fantastic job of conveying all the emotions because she pretty much did convey all of the emotions.
Yeah, yeah.
Just from confusion to pissed off to just batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she did a fantastic job.
Yeah, she did. I wasn't really on board at first, but I think after like the third death, I was like, okay, you're doing a good job. Because I wrote down all the deaths too.
Mm-hmm.
And because by death 3, she was legitimately losing her mind.
Yeah.
And so she did that really, really well. I also really liked it, and I thought for doing the whole kind of ripoff of Groundhog Day, which I liked that it was self-aware enough to reference at the end of the movie.
Yes.
It did it well, and I liked the twist that she had to figure out who the killer was.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool. Since we both liked it, what was your favorite scene?
Well, my favorite scene is also going to probably mirror the laugh out loud moment.
Okay.
But I can't remember how many deaths had happened, but when she woke up and the alarm was going off and Carter went to say something to her and she just went, silence!
Oh, yeah, silence! That one was, I want to say 7 or 8.
Yeah, I know it was up there.
Yeah, cause it was after Death 8 that I actually knew for sure it was the roommate, because I have written down, they put the emphasis on one candle. I was like, well, the roommate gave her a cupcake with one candle.
Oh.
And I thought the reveal was done really well.
Yes.
When she was with Carter and then woke up in the dorm room the next day, I was like, okay, it's either Carter or it's the roommate. And then when she put the pieces together, I was like, okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let me think about my favorite scene.
And once we get to it, I thought of another laugh out loud moment.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I've got mine. I guess my favorite scene, if I had to pick, because nothing really stood out like this is the most amazing scene ever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a tie. I like the very first death intro where we saw the music box in the tunnel.
Oh yeah.
I thought that set up a really nice sense of dread and irony of it being her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But I also liked the montage she had of trying to figure out who the killer was. So she's like one by one, which I can't get into that because my LOL moment is in that. So I would either say for setting up the seriousness of the kills, I think the music box scene probably for me was my favorite. But I really like the montage of her trying to figure out her killers as well. So because it was helping to cross off the list. What was your holy shit moment?
Holy shit moment was probably...
There's only... I'll say mine then, because there's only one. It was the cop getting hit by the car.
Oh, yeah.
Did not see that coming. I said holy... If I say holy shit out loud, it's probably going to be the holy shit moment. I was like, holy shit! Because she's handcuffed in the back of the car, and then boom!
Mm-hmm.
Now, that could tie in with something else later, but that was my holy shit moment.
I'll agree with that.
Okay.
I'll totally agree with that.
What was your mediocre moment?
Mediocre moment. Let's see. What was yours? Because I have to think on that.
My mediocre moment kind of stretches a little bit of time. It's the entire car garage scene to her exploding in the cop car.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just thought to myself, it would be easy to get away or hide or fight back and unmask them. Mm-hmm. Of all the deaths, that one had the most open plot to it.
Mm-hmm.
She could have hid. It was a car garage. She could have ran away. She could have hid. She could have fought back. She could have done anything. She could have ran them over.
Mm-hmm.
And then she escapes. The cops pull her over. And then the killer, like I said, my holy shit moment was when the cop got hit. But how would the killer know where she was? They would have to have broken into a car, hotwired a car, and then followed her. Mm-hmm. But she was already gone. Maybe I'm giving too much. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but to me it was like she'd already been gone. So how did the killer find her on the road?
The only thing I can think is since Lori worked there in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
she might have already been in her car, just waiting
Well, maybe.
to hear about the murder, and then she sees her take off and blah 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 blah. I mean,
Uh,
it's a plot hole.
yeah. So that was my mediocre moment.
Yeah, yeah, I'll agree with that, definitely. My mediocre moment is kind of all-encompassing in the sense of you kind of brought it up.
mm-hmm.
There was numerous times that she could have brought up that she could have removed that mask.
Yes, definitely.
And also the other mediocre part is just the pitfall of this type of movie. Just because one scenario didn't work out, like when she decided to stay home,
Mm-hmm.
she could have still tried to stay home
Mm-hmm.
and then remembered to check the room that the killer came out.
Yeah, the bathroom or whatever, or the
Yeah.
closet or wherever the hell she was. Because her being the roommate made sense then, because she could have just hid in the fucking closet the whole time.
Yep.
She didn't need to break in. So I like that made sense. But yeah, there were so many times, like, there was a couple times I wrote in my notes where I was kind of like, why don't you just do that again? Just go back to your room, board everything up, and then hide and wait.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the problem with this type of plot is
Mm-hmm.
that,
All right, train going by just in case you can hear it. If you can't, then I won't even mention it. Okay, LOL moment, and I have to go first.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Tree is spying on her stalker Tim in her little montage, and she sees him about to like masturbate, and he almost sees her. She ducks down, and then she peeks back up, and somebody's knocking at his door. So he like stops, getting ready to masturbate, and goes to answer the door. He puts the laptop down, and you see that he's watching gay porn. Her fucking reaction to that was like, "Yeah!" Like she just mouthed like, "Oh yeah!" I fucking lost it. That was a beautiful reaction to that. Because A, he's not creepy stalker anymore. He's just, a guy that's not comfortable with himself yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying too hard. And just, their fucking reaction was perfect. Because she was outside the window, so she was like pantomiming it. And just her face lit up, like all bright and happy. She's just like, oh, yeah! It's like, yes. It's awesome. That was my LOL moment. Really
that was going to be my second LOL moment. So,
what was your first?
Yeah. I already brought up the other one earlier.
Well, repeat it.
The silence.
Oh, okay. Silence. I guess we can just talk about things that we that stuck out that we liked. I like the intro with the Universal logo starting over and over, like 3 or 4 times. That was clever.
That was awesome.
That was really clever. When I saw it was Blumhouse, I was a little Good Bad Flicks has a really good video on Blumhouse, and they're fucking jump scares.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me reiterate that. They're unnecessary jump scares, which I think he calls Bagul scares, which is fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Because it's true. So I was waiting for the unnecessary jump scare at the end. Didn't get it. I was waiting for, like, at the end when she's making out with him or whatever, like, they pan over and, killer mask in the fucking closet or some stupid shit. This movie reminded me that fraternity hazing is really fucking dumb.
Yes. Same with sororities being bitches.
Yeah, I just...
Which, I mean, like, different experiences for everyone, but my experience was I didn't really encounter any bitches in the sororities. I was friends with in college and a couple of them, and they were fine. I mean, cool. They just smoked a lot of pot. That was it. I got invited to smoke pot with one of them and their mom.
Oh wow! There you go. Yay, college! I really thought the line of Tree talking to Tim when she says to him, "Who takes their first date to Subway? It's not like you have a foot long." I was like, "Ooh, ouch,
burn."
I thought to myself, she's just a dick to everybody, so anyone can be the killer.
Uh-huh.
I was like, damn, she's just a dick to everyone. And she was having an affair with Dr. Teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Which, he wasn't all that.
No, he was not at all. He had his little, like, smarmy accent and a groomed beard, and I didn't like him.
Carter was definitely more attractive.
Oh, yes, a million times much more so.
Stalker was more attractive.
Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't have gone out with either one of them, so they're kind of both on the no list. I would have went out with Carter's roommate before either one of them. Way before either one of them, I would have went out with. How many other dudes were there?
Oh, there was one other dude, which was also another laugh out loud moment. The second death, when she went into at the party, and she went into Jude's bedroom.
Ridiculous. Okay, hold on. I gotta reference that. I said to myself, if anyone ever said "Welcome to the Pleasure Dome" and started playing shitty music and putting on a shitty light show, I'm out. No, that was
yeah.
That was like, oh, no way, dude, no way.
It's like, oh, that's the reason why you have the blow up doll.
Yeah. Really nice bong though, I will say. He had a really nice bong. I'm kind of jealous. I'm gonna go through the deaths real fast. If that's cool. I counted, I think 8 or 9, 10, actually 10. So I counted 10. So death number 1 was when she was chased out of the tunnel and stabbed. Death number 2 when she was in Nick's bedroom at the frat house and she was stabbed in the head with a broken bong. Cool death. Death number 3 was when she was in her dorm room and she got a knife through the head and right straight through the door. Death number 4 was outside Tim's window after she saw him looking at gay porn. Death number 5, she was, I assume she was drowned at the doctor's house when she was spying on the wife. Death number 6, she was run over by a truck while attacking Danielle. But I said that, I was like, why does that rule Danielle out though? She could have still been the killer. That too. Yeah, she still could have been the killer. So, no little plot. Death number 7, she was hit in the head with a bat while trying to fight back. Then we had a little while between deaths before we got to death number 8 was when she was exploded in the cop car. Death number 9 was a little twist. She hung herself, which I thought was clever because she knew if he was in fact the killer, and she won that Carter would be dead. And he would be dead in like the real world, you know what I mean, like the continuing world. So she killed herself so that he would revive. And then death number 10 is when she died in her sleep. So those are the 10 deaths I counted. Was any of them your favorite? Did you have a preference to one of them?
Probably just the death where she was spying on dude.
Oh, right on.
Just because also even when she was stabbed, she was just kind of like, well, fuck.
Yeah. I liked when she was stabbed in her dorm room or whatever, and it went through the door. I thought it was just a really cool
shot.
Yeah, it was a really neat shot. I really like that. Again, I keep sounding like a sociopath in these fucking podcasts. Like, I love the bloody death stuff.
I do like that the way that it ended with no one dying except for the actual killer.
Yes, good call. Yeah. I like at the end when the fucking Danielle bitch was giving the interview and she's just being a dick on the TV. Like, she's such a tool. And the sad thing is, like, she's that stereotype. Like, I knew girls like that in college. So it's kind of sad that people like that really exist. Is there anything else you would like to add on, or you want to go to my notes?
Notes, I guess, because yeah.
Okay. I already kind of said a few of them, but it kind of fit in with the haha stuff we were talking about. Let me look. I did like how the people had to deliver their lines in the same way over and over. I thought that was, I like that stuff. Like even in Groundhog Day, I like how they have to deliver the same exact line in the same exact cadence, and just same way exactly. And I thought it was really cool. I did wonder to myself though, what was Carter doing under the desk when she woke up?
I think he's just trying to plug something in.
Yeah. In the end, yeah. But at the time, I'm kind of like, is he hiding something? Like, it looked kind of weird. Like that's what he was doing. But and also, if you watch, it's really cool because like not only does he have to they have to repeat the lines, they have to come in the door the same way. He has to crouch under the desk the same way.
Yep.
Like people have to faint the same way. The sprinklers have to be the same way. I mean, I don't think they just reused those scenes because she was walking through some of the scenes. Like she was in the scenes as like the 8th or 9th or whatever version of herself.
Always reacting different.
Yeah, so I'm sure they use like repetitive footage for some of it, but for the ones that she was in the shots, good job by all the actors on redoing the same thing the same exact way.
And it's kind of cool how fate plays out, because as far as it goes with how you're saying repeating the same lines, when she just, one of the deaths, she just up and took off out of the dorm room, instead of saying "way to go dickhead" to his roommate, he said "way to go dickhead" to himself.
Yes. Yep.
So I thought that was cool.
And also, because at first I was kind of annoyed because the second or third death, when she left faster than the first time, the roommate was still at the door delivering his line. I was like, no, she would have left by then. But then they addressed that like on the next deaths. Because in the one, when she took off, he was actually like hiding outside the door. He was like, and he looked at his head and he was like, what the fuck was that? So I'm glad they addressed that, because the first time I was like, no, you wouldn't have ran into him like that. Or he wouldn't have, so that, but it corrected itself, so it was kind of just me nitpicking. But, okay, for real though, what the fuck kind of mascot is that?
Yeah.
Right? Like, creepy baby thing?
I mean, is it a Christian college? Is it a cherub?
It's a creepiest fucking looking cherub. I just couldn't get over that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go to a college if you're a mascot. It's fucking creepy. I did like the progression of her, like, slowly trying, as we said, when she barricaded herself in the room, and then that didn't work. I like she just progressively tried different things once she realized what was going on. I understood it was for the plot, but the fact that Carter believed her right away, almost every time, I was kind of like, like, you could at least done some, like, Andy McDowell, like, I don't believe you, at first kind of thing, because the roommate didn't believe her, of course. Which, now that we know that she's the killer, that does sound really fucking weird. She's like, after that conversation with her, what do you think Lori was kind of thinking? Like, what wait, I killed you already? The fuck? Yeah, I didn't think about that until right now. That'd have been like a weird rest of her day. Like, my roommate just flipped out and told me that she's dying over and over, and I'm the one doing it. Interesting.
I did like the reaction after the reveal that it was the roommate, and Tree's reaction was, "You're killing me over some guy?"
Right, I know. I was like, thank you. Yes. Then the one guy, the fine vagina or whatever the fuck he said. God. I like how they addressed it in different ways over the course of it. Like, she like kind of like, she's like, your hand's gonna be your best friend for the rest of your life. You keep this shit up. And then she's like, fine vagina out. I was like, okay. And then, I mean, a reference, like I said, of course, Carter believes her, and then he, like, figures out a pattern for her. Like, think of all the people you've wronged, which is everyone. So, I didn't care for it. And then, it turns out, he's the good guy who didn't take advantage of her, which I liked.
Yes.
I did like that. Finally. Like, I hate that shit. So that was cool. So on the one hand, I didn't care for him being like Mr. Nice Guy. On the other hand, I like that he was Mr. Nice Guy. And it made him that much more attractive. And then, the exposition when she says, so I'm just supposed to keep dying until I figure out who my killer is? It's like, yep. There is your plot.
But it was kind of cool that the deaths were taking a toll on her.
Yes, I did reference that as well, that with each death, she was getting, like, the injuries were passing over into the next day. Which kind of, when she got exploded in the car, I kind of thought to myself, then why aren't you...
crispy?
Yeah. Pretty much. So, yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I did like it, though. I thought it took, like, the Groundhog Day premise and then kind of put its own spin on it. So I did like that. Another LOL moment, but wasn't the LOL moment, was when she was walking nude on campus.
Yes.
And she's just like, yeah, hi. Like, to everybody. And I was like, awesome. That was the Bill Murray not giving a shit part of Groundhog Day. That was her version of that. When he's eating all the fucking food at the diner, he just doesn't give a shit anymore. That was her version of that.
But same with her farting.
I see when she said, you won't remember this anyway. I was like, oh, is this the day then that doesn't repeat itself? Because then he would remember that. I thought for sure that that's what they were going for. If they didn't, I could have done without. This was maybe another mediocre moment. I could have done without the mask reveal in Dr. Teacher's office.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
unnecessary.
that
I
was
didn't like that.
unnecessary red herring.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's the fucking word I couldn't think of. I was trying to I was like, is this so? Is so and so up? I was like, fuck, what's the word I'm looking for? I kept putting swerve because I couldn't think of. Yeah, thank you. Red herring was what I was looking for. I also appreciated the scene with the cop where she's like, yeah, yeah, I'm drunk and I'm high and on all pills, all the pills. Yeah, arrest me. I thought that was funny. Just her delivery.
Mm-hmm.
I did appreciate the, again, in reference to Groundhog Day, when Bill Murray proves to Andy McDowell that he is actually reliving each day by predicting what's going to happen in the diner.
Mm-hmm.
She does the same thing with Carter. Tree does with the sprinklers, the car alarm, and the dude passing out. So I was waiting for that scene. So I'm glad they did it like that, because it was the one spot in the movie that she could actually prove that she knew what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I thought her and her mom sharing a birthday would tie in a little more, but that was me trying to like speculate.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, I was like 90% sure it was the roommate, because I wrote right under that. I was like, roommate gave her a cupcake with one candle equals clue. And then we had another red herring with Toombs. By the way, Toombs was cast perfectly. That dude looks like a creepy predator serial killer guy.
Yeah.
So good job on casting that dude. I feel bad I'm saying that dude. Let's find out who Toombs is, because he did a good job. Joseph Toombs is played by Rob Mello. I should put that in the beginning. I'm sorry, sir. I forgot about your character, even though you did a really good job.
You did a really good job of playing a creepy son of a bitch.
Yes, yes. I was like, you're cast perfectly. Perfectly. And then when we thought Toombs was possibly, because she was in the diner with Carter, saw the news report, and it's like, hey, turn that up, please. And she's like, oh my God, it's been right in front of me the whole time. He's been here the whole time, whatever. And she goes to the hospital. We think it's a serial killer. He breaks Carter's neck. And I thought to myself, if it is him, why would he target her every single day then on the college campus? Like that's where the plot, that's when I knew it wasn't him. Maybe when you're walking to the fraternity for the party, yes. But in your room, spying on Tim, like, how would he know to go, like, you know what I mean? Like, how would he know to, it's almost like Jason Voorhees, like, I need to target this one person, and I want to keep targeting this person.
Yeah.
So that's where the plot hole lied for me there. And then we had, after Death 9, when she hung herself, then we had the good person version of herself. So we had, the good person version of her day.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, hey, Tim, it's okay. You can love who you want. Love is love. And she was super nice to the roommate.
She signed that one girl's pamphlet.
Yeah, she signed the global warming girl's pamphlet, who like was all happy and ran to get another signature. Love the lunch with the sorority part, where she dumped the crap on that fucking dick's head.
Yeah.
Oh, she was such a dick. Danielle was a dick. She did a good job of being a dick. She goes to a lunch with her dad. I put a smiley face. I was happy that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Really awesome scene. Then we got kind of like a mini Rambo moment, where she's like arming herself for the fight, because she's prepping to go kill Toombs in the hospital.
Which I'm glad that didn't play out, because I was just like, you just finished taking a cop hostage.
Yes, yes, yes. I wrote that as well. I was like, shouldn't you be in jail?
Yeah.
You put a knife to a like, because the next scene she was like back in her dorm room with Carter and the cupcake.
Mm-hmm.
Also, really smart of them to not have her eat the cupcake until then.
Yep.
Because I didn't notice that, and I was like, oh shit. And then, yep, that's when we knew for sure. I also like, though, going back a little bit, when she had the little tussle with the Toombs, the serial killer. I love that she timed it with the blackout.
Yes.
That was awesome. Like, really fucking awesome. So she was using like her memory of what was going on to her advantage. Really smart. After she dies in her sleep, she wakes up again, and then she goes back to her dorm and starts packing. I was like, finally! That's what I would have done. Like, at Death 3, I'm like, I'm fucking out.
Mm-hmm.
I would have packed my shit, gotten a cab, and got the fuck out of there. Try and find me now, Lori. Why are all fucking evil people named Lori? Walking Dead, Lori was a fucking bitch. God. Ugh. We'll have to remember that. Fuck Loris. Unless you're a Lori and you're a listener, then you're awesome. Thank you. Fuck all horror-esque movie, TV show Loris. I'll say that.
There we go.
I know some Loris that are actually really nice in real life.
Yeah. And we don't want to ostracize our Lori audience.
Yeah, I mean, I have like 20 subscribers right now, so please, all the Loris, come listen to our show, please. I did kind of like how it ended though, when she like kicked her out of the window and Lori crashed down in front of the girl that was listening to her music downstairs, and like we had the CGI blood splatter, which I didn't mind it. That was really cool. I like that. There was no arresting tree for it.
Yes.
Like they just kind of went with like she tried to poison her, she tried to kill her. Here you go. Have your awesome date with Carter and his stupid fucking sideburns.
They were stupid sideburns.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I didn't notice that immediately. I think it was like one of the third or fourth appearances, and I was like, "Oh, that's not growing in well."
It was going like diagonal. I don't know what. Like Israel, dude, you're cute. The fucking sideburns aren't working for you, buddy. If you're gonna grow them out, grow them out. Like I don't know what the hell he was. It was some weird diagonal thing. I don't know. And then I thought in the end, him playing that prank on her was kind of a mean thing to do. Because even I was like, well, how the fuck is this going to end? I was like, is he really the killer then? And he's like, oh, ha, 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 I called your phone. And then the end credits were very nice.
Yes,
well,
yeah,
they were well
cool.
done. They were well done. And that is all for my notes. Anything else you'd like to add? Or you want to go to final thoughts?
Yep, final thoughts is good.
Okay, let's go to final thoughts. Well, since I dominated final thoughts last time, and I do apologize in quote-unquote person for that, I didn't realize I did that. I was like, let's go to final thoughts. And then I talked for like 5 minutes. I was like, and we're done. It's like, give TJ a chance to talk. So I will let you go with your final thoughts first.
Just that this was a very entertaining film. And I totally agree with the majority of everybody else. It was good.
Yeah, it was another welcome, lighthearted movie after our trilogy of depression and sadness and soul-crushing awfulness, and not awfulness and bad, just like, oh my god, I feel like shit now. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty much what I expected, but that's not bad because what they did well. And other than those minor plot holes that we talked about earlier, it was solid effort. I get what people liked it. It's one of those movies where like I would love to see some kind of sequel, but I don't know how they would do it and how they would do it differently. But I like the concept so much of like a horror Groundhog Day meets Agatha Christie kind of idea that it'd be fun to do again. You know, and maybe in a different environment, not on college this time. Do it with somebody else. Maybe have like a male.
Yeah, I was thinking like one cool way that they could do a sequel is have it be Carter this time.
Oh, yeah.
He's still with Tree, so she knows.
Yeah, she would believe him right away, and it would. Yeah, that keep it in the same universe. Yeah. Okay, writer guy that TJ likes and director guy that we both like. Listen to this podcast. That's a good idea.
Yes.
Make a sequel. Happy Death Day 2. Okay, I'll call it Happy Death Night. I don't know. That was lame. Never mind. So overall, yes, it was very good. I think we could both recommend it to not only horror fans, but even casual fans. I think even somebody that's really not into horror movies could find this very enjoyable to watch.
Yes.
Based on the Groundhog Day premise, and I definitely recommend it. The director knows what he's doing. He's also a very good writer. But the writer, as you've said, is also very adept at what he does. So thumbs up for me. Very solid in the horror comedy department.
Yes. And this was PG-13, I believe.
Oh, was it? Okay. Wow.
I think so. Yeah, it's PG-13.
Yep, you're right.
And this is one of those instances where
it worked.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, now I understand why the deaths were the way they were and how they got around it. Like I think that's why my favorite death was the knife through the head through the door. It was like the most graphic, but they still got it. It still fell under the PG-13 banner. So that makes sense now. Yeah. So yeah, and then especially for a PG-13 movie, really not bad because usually PG-13 is the kiss of death for horror. Rated R. Now this would have been a fun rated R movie.
Oh yeah. If they could have gone with straight up like Final Destination gore.
Oh yeah. But other than that, like as you said, very solid, and I would definitely recommend it.
Absolutely.
All right, come back from spoilers. Now we're done spoiling the movie for you. Well, that wraps up this episode. Thank you for listening. Tell us what you thought of the movie in the comments below. Did you like Happy Death Day? And if so, what was your favorite death? If you liked the video, please tick the like box, share it with your friends or cool people who might dig the podcast. And please subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on the newest content. Speaking of, our next podcast will be on the movie The Shape of Water. Really excited to see this.
Same. Definitely.
It's Del Toro, and we're both big fans. And it just fucking won an Oscar. So, yeah, I'm even more hyped to see it. And it's kind of why I'm pushing it up, because now that it's got so much hype behind it, it's all over the place on like YouTube and Facebook. And I'm doing my best to avoid spoilers, which, as most people know, I fucking hate. So, that will be next week's podcast, The Shape of Water. Both really excited. So until then, once again, my name is Philip.
And I'm TJ.
And we'll be back next week to talk about the movie The Shape of Water. And until then, goodbye.
Bye.